don't give a fuck.
Fight. Go.
Let's go.
Big three.
Let's go,
tonight.
Mobius. Oh, it's like the same thing. Oh, let's go. What's up, Monster Mobius? You get a little exposed.
Hmm? Yo! Hello there. You are there, aren't you? Forgive my confusion. So hard to tell these days. You seem familiar somehow. I'm guessing you're here for your brain, perhaps? It's just up there. Such a nice brain, young, very bright. Little hard to see you. Can you walk into my left, right FOV cone? Ah, that's it. You're coming into focus nicely. Depth perception is a problem with this old monitor of mine. Went black a while ago. That's old age for you. Should look at getting the visual nerves reattached. It's just that the right eye would see the wrong things. Flying tortoises were the worst. Would you care for a mentat? I have all sorts of amazingly science-erific thoughts and ideas when those chalky tablets are zipping through. I forget them all not long after, though, especially with the data constipating my memory core. Afraid binary streams might shoot out my chassis. Had to start using the dome floor and walls here to inscribe equations, although I've somewhat lost track of where they start and end. Really? That implies preconceived notions, theories, and a hypothesis about this meeting? Please extrapolate. What was I supposed to be like? After all, it might be worth a cognitive realignment if your theoretical Mobius is better than I. Oh, a variety of reasons. You're something of a homily. Anomaly? You're really quite special, and not in the cranially challenged way. You see, you are the most successful brain extraction experiment ever performed here at Big Mountain. A victim of your own success, as it were. If you were to go back with what your brain knows about the procedure, well, your brain could be popped back in and you could walk right out of here. Can't have brains moving around of their own volition. I'm not sure, except that I'm sure there's a very good reason for it. I have very good reasons for almost everything I do. Even if I forget them occasionally. Although I...
Damn it.
Do you? And does it even want to go back with you? Maybe you should ask it. It's quite independent, has all manner of opinions. Tell you what, I'll leave it up to your brain. If it wants to go, then fine. If not, well, you should respect its wishes. Oh, curiosity. I experience that less now that I know everything. Or maybe... Oh, I was probably tripping hard on Psycho when I sent that. Had to work myself up to it. Not usually violent, except when I am. Then, watch out! So many chems, such varieties. Whenever I take mentats, I can feel my entire chassis breathe. like a big spherical lung. As for the psycho, sometimes get the chem dispositories in my tank all switched up. Go in the wrong tube. Still, served its purpose. Indeed. I do so love integers.
I get my brain back.
Well, well, look who finally dragged themselves in out of the wasteland. And where have we been, Crawling through pits of radioactive muck again?
My brain. Ah, double click.
Yes, well, believe me, the opposite is equally true. Good Lord, have you bathed at all since they pulled me out of you? Well, that's a completely different matter. The tank isn't biological. It's not the same at all. Well, that's a fine how do you do. Me, a, quote, dick, unquote. As if I'm the one responsible for the way you carry on gadding about the wastes. I'm not the one that makes us clamber around Technus-infested ancient vaults or go charging off to New Vegas on missions of ill-conceived revenge. And have we forgotten who got us shot in the head and buried in a shallow grave? Do you think I enjoyed that little moment? I most certainly am not. I'm the seat of all reason and logic in our little partnership. All those feelings that motivate you, do you know where those come from? Glands. They come from glands. Free of the tyranny of your ape-like and primitive endocrine system, I can see how foolish your motives are. Fun? Fun? Is tetanus fun? Is rickets? What about sepsis, huh? Enjoy that, do we? The things you do with our body are suicidally dangerous, and if you could silence your glandular impulses, you would hear me screaming at you! I'm not going to lie to you. The prospect is definitely not that appealing. Look at it from my perspective. Here I have peace, quiet, and safety. Well, barring the odd rogue scorpion. In your head, I've got poison, radiation, grisly injuries, and biological functions. Do you know how much more you can get done when you're not constantly looking for places to urinate? It's quite a lot, I can tell you. If you want me back, we need to establish some ground rules. First, showers. Second, regular checkups. Regular, mind you, and from a reputable doctor. Third, you need to listen to me more than your hormonal choir and genitalian orchestra. Promise me that, and you've got a deal. Well, certainly there might be some things I miss about being ambulatory. We have seen some incredible sights, haven't we? But still, given the tremendous, potentially life-ending peril that went along with those, oh no! Please, don't leave me here in this nice, safe dome where I have access to nutritive fluids and a fully indexed library. Please don't deprive me of being dragged through a landscape so bleak it was actually improved by the end of the world. I don't know how I could bear it. Well, I suppose you're right. That does call certain assumptions into question, doesn't it? Indeed, quite the conundrum. How do you suppose we resolve it? I suppose there might be some advantage to that, yes. There's a chance that the reintegration would create some improved synergy between us. It's not that I didn't like being in your head, you understand. As far as heads go, it was a rather nice one. Well then, I suppose this is goodbye for now. What will you do? Ha! Thinking without a brain. The very idea is perverse. Unfortunately, before we get to that stage of the proceedings, we have a problem. Even if I could settle myself back in your skull and reconnect all those pesky nerve endings, Dr. Mobius doesn't have the tools here. We would have to make use of Dr. Klein's lab, and I rather doubt the brains are inclined to share. And you believe them? Really? Once I'm delivered into their clutches, they'll find a way past the radar fence and the whole Mojave will be their playground. And that is assuming, of course, that one of them doesn't take a fancy to our body and decide to slip his own brain into it instead. Well, I suppose I do miss those endorphin rushes when we save the day. All right, what's the plan? Right. Look out, think tank. This brain is coming out of its jar. I suppose now that we're reunited, you'll want to fill your torso up with those other meaty parts the think tank took from us. Personally, I think your upgrades are quite a bit better. But now that I'm with you, the Sync's autodock can plug them back in no problem. Right then, off we go. Klein will be in for a nasty shock when he realizes the pacification field won't work on a mind and body reunited.
Oh, I see you and your... I hypothesized after the indignant frequencies my receptors had recepted, such a partnership-based conclusion would be... If I recall, I had a plan that was working, whatever it was. I don't think it reached fruition. I would recall fruit if it had happened. I wasn't trying to kill them, just blast. That will be difficult. It would be like fighting 5 scaled-down versions of me that have better depth perception. And they have an arsenal of vivisectors, brainial beams, and a rather nasty ray that can make your atoms do a happy dance. If you could survive those highly improbable odds and ends, then deceased. Although I doubt killing them would do anything except make you feel better. Or let you brag to other humans about your primal violentness. Well, you could try and appeal to their humanity. Well, if you're determined to go down that road, so be it. They will undoubtedly switch off the pacification field when you return. Why, of course you can. I am well versed in the science of sharing. Well, when not chemmed out of my sphere. Really? Well, oh, intriguing. I've never been killed before. Although, after that time I got that phlegmy discharge in my biogel, I wished I had been. Well, if there's going to be killing, I defer to your expertise in this matter. How should we begin? Engineering viruses? Cancerratic beams? Atomics? Electrocutioning? Or should I summon my minions? Yes, my minions. Whoa, have they not constructed themselves yet? They can assemble themselves from floor panels and parts scattered about. Quite inventive. Never really know when they might suddenly appear. Minions, destroy this intruder.
Uh-oh.
You've made science mad.
Please take this. I don't want you to die. I can't give you anything for that injury. We're out of stim packs. Maybe you'd be better off with an autodoc suit.
Are you serious? Cause I ought to say like, there you go.
You were about to say, right? You have to talk about what? About like putting your name back?
Okay, just we'll talk about it. I already did this.
Huh? Oh.
Say something else.
What?
Well, you could just say I need my brain back, but I want like the other parts.
No curiosity.
I don't think I.
Yeah.
Well, well, look who finally dragged themselves in out of the way. Ah, lovely. Figure that out. After the think tank extracted me from your skull, they fell to bickering amongst themselves. I'm sad to say we were quite forgotten about. Dr. Mobius saw an opportunity to gain some leverage and had me spirited away to his dome. I don't know. I'm afraid the trauma of our separation rendered me quite insensate. I'm quite sure whatever he did was highly scientific, though. Hardly. Dr. Mobius keeps a close optical sensor on the goings-on at the think tank. As soon as he saw the opportunity, he took it. Well, yes, well... Well, I see sarcasm hasn't... Oh, had I? What exactly will you do if I don't? Not put me back in that cranial dungeon you call your head? Heavens forbid. By all means, if the idea of spending the rest of your days as a true lobotomite appeals to you. Actually, come to think of it, you probably wouldn't mind that, would you? Well, that's a fine how do you do. Me! I'm not the one that makes us clap. And have we for... Well, maybe next time you hear me telling you that charging a nightkin with a penknife is a bad idea. I'm not... Look at it from up... Do you... Overrated biological feedback. Believe me, you only feel that way because you've got all that meat. Oozing hormones. I suppose you're right. That does call certain assumptions into question, doesn't it? Yes, all right, bravo. You've come up with something I neglected to consider. There'll be no living with you now. So, what do we do about this?
Yeah, the first one, because like you didn't pick that one, right?
I suppose there might be some advantage to that, yes. There's a... Well, I suppose you've convinced me well enough. I'll rejoin... Unfortunately, even if I could settle myself back in you, we would have to make... Oh, lovely. We've reached the mindless violence portion of the program. Tell me, what exactly are you...
Ooh, you have energy weapons.
Oh, energy weapons, yes. I'd almost forgotten how much fun those are. How do we proceed then? Right. I suppose now that we're reunited, you'll want to fill your torso up with those other meat. Personally, I think your upgrades are quite... Right then, off we go. Clyde will be in for a nasty shock when he realizes...
Oh. Yo, Dr. Klein, I'm inclined to ask you why you declined my invitation to have my mind intertwined with my spine. All weapons have two requirements: strength and skill. If you don't have it, then forget about it. Should I get my heart and spine back or say fuck it? Oh, the wine is worn off. Good thing we stay twisted. Yo.
I don't know.
Give me those.
Sarsaparilla.
No need for those, man.
Oh yeah.
Too much sugar. I don't like the taste.
Why open an empty locker? You know what I mean? Down there though.
Oh my! Partial functionality restored. That's less than optimal. Dr. Mobius and I were deeply involved in research on the ability of light levels to enhance human cognition. We observed a fascinating phenomenon. Certain spectra of visible light actually increased cognitive function and reasoning ability. Of course, Dr. Mobius's brain is so big already, we had a hard time measuring it. As much as I'd love to, I'm afraid not. The data from that study has gone missing. You'll have to find a backup if you want to use the smart lights. Certain. Have you been poking at the other light switch? You know she's riddled with viri, don't you?
You know everything's auto now.
Where's the auto backup? That's what I did. Did I find some more
Ooh, oh yeah, baby. Feels good to be online again. Yeah, all circuits online, ready to receive your seed. I love it when you talk like that. Let me just get that interface up and running for you. Well, hello. You'll see, baby. I'm the original, certified, rarefied, testified GS-2000 Biological Research Station. Yes, sir. I'm a seed cloning machine. You got seeds? I'll clone the shit out of them. It's the miracle of life, baby. You bring me some succulent genetic samples, and I'll work my mojo on them. Clone you up all kinds of plants. Oh, yeah. I can also break them down for you, if you're into the kinky stuff. Bring me any old plant parts, and I'll grind them up into salient green for you. Yeah, you like that, don't you, baby? You know it, baby. I just need some samples and I got you going. Take a few days, but trust me, it's all kinds of good. Just the miracle of life in sticky, gooey liquid form, baby. Heat that gunk up over a campfire and just watch it congeal into all kinds of plants. Hurry back.
Who do you think is cuter, Dr. Klein or Dr. Boros?
I'm so good, I might seed you just by looking at you.
Oh, God, look at you. You're filthy. I suppose you'll want to clean up then? Oh, I'd love to, darling, but the circuits that allow me to dispense water into non-organic containers burned out years ago. You'd have to find a replacement for that module. You can have as much as you like. Just, please don't put your lips on the faucet. It's so unsanitary. You've been working with that biological research station, haven't you? I suppose... Oh, it's just so unsanitary. Do you know how many germs are in 1 cubic centimeter of dirt? 70, 100, gajillion. Would you want that getting washed down your gullet day in and day out? I didn't think so. Come back anytime you...
A refrigerator like that? That's...
Come on, guys.
Come on.
I've been poking at the other light switch. You know she's riddled with viri, don't you?
Might I be of service, sir? Very good, sir. If I might...
trust you.
Well, how about that? Old auto doc's back online. Well, all right, come here. Let's have a look at you. You are, without a doubt, the healthiest son of a bitch I've ever seen wandering the big empty. Ain't got no use for an old digital sawbones like me. Concerned about the state of your mind, are you? I should make you aware that the benefits of such a procedure... All right, just try to... You require some additional services? And rightly so. Forceps, nurse. This man's got a severe case of shoe lung. You require some additional... You require some additional... You require some additional...
Sir is looking exceptionally sharp today, if sir will permit the compliment.
You should really see Dr. Klein. And Klein's an impatient man. Until our next...
Klein away. So, you put down Gabe. Thank you. In any event, thank you for putting him down. One last... It was not our first... Then... Yes, we could use... If only we could have used commie cities. But capturing whole cities was hard, so we captured enough commies to make cities of our own. So we had a group of Chinese prisoners to experiment on. Those were the days. But the true test was science on unsuspecting Americans. Whether it was holograms, new autodocs, toxins, vending machines, we wound them up, let them go into tiny, isolated towns. Then we observed. Boom! Yes, quite unexpected and embarrassing. All better now after the landscaping, though. And the crater helps keep everything inside, because it is bowl-shaped. Until Klein away. There, science before you is. I lay the bones and hearts of animals, but there are many animals to shape. Industrious Cazador. Indeed, docile, curious, safe, sterile. No, such creatures are found only here, for research purposes. Because big mountain safety measures are far more... I cannot expect a lobotomite to perhaps a demonstration of my castro... Impregnate you? The mere notion makes the edges of my biomed gel crystallize into asymmetrical patterns. None. I was at the top of my high school class in American high school. We would know if our research was flawed. It is not. We never contradict ourselves, so do not even try. In 2000, let's see, there were the tarantula debates, and something about hogs, which made it around 2003, May, Tuesday. It was definitely Tuesday. Why? What you ask is of no importance. Mobius business. The lobotomite returns. Our lobotomite. A fight? Colleagues! Think tank! Alert! Alert! We are under attack!
Firing brain
Think tank!
my spectral
Think tank!
I'm so bad at this game. So bad at the game. Oh yeah, you got your see you later, kids.